Check out Imperium Duelist and Ophidian Accessories using the links down below. It costs you nothing extra and helps support the channel directly.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Steve on behalf of Dark Law Yu-Gi-Oh! Went top 4 at a case tournament today, double case tournament actually, and we got 1.5 boxes of both Battles of Legend and Duelist Advance, so let's open them up and see what we get. We'll start with the core set first, because I'm pretty sure there's more exciting things in the other set. Okay, Vulcan Rocket, not bad. We went top 4 today with Pure Mitsu, Pure Mitsurugi, but it had a twist in it. I'm gonna make a deck profile a little bit later on, just to go over the tech cards that we were playing. And it was a pretty cool tournament. We had, I believe, 25 people entered, so not a bad turnout. A lot of people were spending their time with their friends and family for 4th of July, which is understandable. So made it a smaller crowd, and as a result, we got done faster. Okay, got girl, not bad for our first secret. You know, I know a lot of people have been complaining about the resale value of this set, and I think I understand where they're coming from. A lot of it, when you buy a lot of sets these days, they tend to be expensive, but not really worth the money for what you pull. Which it's not a first time occurrence for that, so I'm not surprised by the way that that's going, but it just seems over the last few months it's been kind of bad for getting value out of your purchase, which, yeah, I could see that being a bother to people, but in the end, when you play this game, you should already know what you're signing up for. Whether that's fair to the consumer or not, probably isn't, but Konami's a business and they're going to do what businesses do. You as a consumer have a choice on whether to purchase the product or not, so you have to understand that and make sound business decisions. If you go in thinking that everything that you buy is supposed to be an instant payoff, it's probably going to ruin your spirit on that real quick. 'Cause you're going to realize that, yeah, this isn't the game for that. I would probably think that Pokemon probably better for that. Nice new Monarch support. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I've just been enjoying playing Pure Mitsu as of late. Haven't really found a lot of interest in other decks. I know Mitsu Raizu is like best deck or second best, however you want to see it. Malice is still up there. This Lunalite deck is pretty scary with the double Liger Dancer that they can do, so you gotta be careful for that. But beautiful thing about, speaking of Liger Dancer, beautiful thing about Pure Mitsurugi is that we have a built-in out for at least one. If they get 2 off, it might be kind of tough. But you just find a way, right? Art Mage, Varnish Alteration. Heard some good things about the Archmage deck. I don't know what their next support wave is going to look like, but if it's anything like past sets where we gotten some pretty busted support in wave 2 for archetypes, then Archmage Secret, Archmage Diactorus. Put into the cameras, you can see. Not exactly sure what they are trying to do, but I do know that fusions are very good, and Konami has always made a way of fusions being very broken in some way, shape, or form. Sorry if I'm moving too fast. I just want to make sure to get to the foils. So most people know the commons in this set already. We got another Archmage. Archmage. What's this? Griflair. Interesting. Yeah, so as long as they keep printing good fusion support, then they'll have a friend in me, because I am a fusion Andy. As most people that come to know me will understand. Definitely enjoy the Chizu Tearwoman format. Love branded format. Thunder Dragon was another deck. I didn't play it during Toss, but I did enjoy its playstyle. Just gravitated to Orcus more, because I like Orcus cards. And hopefully we pull a bunch of good Orcus cards in the next set that we open up. But yeah, overall fun day. Second trap haul. Okay. Have to figure out where that's going. But sorry about the glare, everybody. But yeah, basement lighting. That is what basement lighting does. Okay, RB cards. I wonder what people think about the RB cards. Are they worth playing in anything right now, or should we just wait for more support? Could Earth Machines possibly take advantage of it at some point? Guess we'll have to see. Last Secret, Gold Leo. Nice. Always love Lunalite cards. Okay, so that was it for the Duelist Advance. Next up, we have Battles of Legend. 36 packs actually. 36 packs of each. Let's get started. Well, we got a Chibi Gores on the first pool. Nice. I wonder how well received the Chibis are. I know from a value perspective, they were kind of looked at as not so hot, but we're already getting dings in our cards. You can see that whitening up top, but yeah. Fortunately, it's a cheap card. Quality control, Konami doing this thing again. But anyway, the Chibis, I don't know if people really gravitated to them like I thought they would. Like, I think they printed some of them as Edison cards just to try and, you know, gain support for, you know, the set as a whole, right? But I think the problem is trying to appeal to alternate formats, Time Wizard formats. Most people tend to have the cards that they want for their decks already. What I mean by that is, sorry about that. What I mean by that is, if you're already playing a older format, like Goat, Hat, Edison, even Redo, anything like that, oftentimes the player base already has what they want for that format, and in most cases it's max rarity, so you're not really tapping into a new market with those cards. You're just kind of you're trying to bring new people in, and while I think that's a good strategy, first Primite Ether Barrel, nice. While you're trying to do that, I don't really think that long term it ends up working out for the people that you wanted to target. So could just be me misunderstanding how the business side works. Probably is, but I just think if they were gonna reprint older cards like Gold, Edison, they probably should have, or at least in my opinion, they should have tried to find cards that were either expensive or needed foil upgrades, preferably in the ultra or secret rarity, because a lot of the cards, like I said, that they put in here, people already have. I will say the Android reprint definitely helped, but I don't think that was enough. It definitely would have been better served just, you know, actually doing research and development into what people need. They know the prices of the secondary market because they have access to it like any one of us do. In fact, in many of ways, they control the value of the secondary market by how short they print something. So, case in point, Lordly Load from this exact set being the same rarity that it already was, or I think it was secret already. I'm not sure, but either way, they made it short in this set so that you either had to buy more of this set to obtain the card. Oh, cool, Neos. Gotta love E-Hero cards. Yeah, I think they need to stop doing that as a whole, because you're not really retaining a player base by basically telling them that, hey, we'll print out a card and then we'll reprint a card, but basically make it the same price with similar scarcity, if not worse scarcity than it was in this original set. That doesn't hold well long term for any business. But what do I know? I'm just a player, right? They know that most of us are just going to keep buying into this stuff, so it almost doesn't matter what we think, right? Jokes aside. Yeah, you know, like, I'm looking at the pools here and I'm already feeling like, you know, most of this was just, if it was expensive during the pre-release, it ended up not really being worth anything. Like, literally maybe a week or so after release. And outside of like Primite cards, which I think those went down too, it's just not a lot to offer. So I don't know, maybe one day they'll understand where we're coming from. Ooh, nice. I know somebody that would like that. But yeah, like, I just really hope as a player and even as a part collector that they do right by the people that support their game, because without us, there would be no game. They need people to pay money for tournaments to keep stores actually interested. Oh, back-to-back Lancia, nice. Hopefully I can get one more in the last 5 packs. We'll see. But yeah, they need players to keep the stores open, to keep them interested in supplying Yu-Gi-Oh! Because a lot of stores are unfortunately having to stop dealing with Konami due to their unscrupulous business practices. I'll just leave it that way. And that's upsetting to me because I think this game is great. I think everybody should have a chance to play it at a fair price. If you feel the need to max rarity your deck or rarity upgrade, you should be able to do that. But for people that don't have the money, they should be able to get cards at an affordable price. And that would mean less short printing. That would mean actually printing good cards in higher quantities so that everybody has a chance to pull it and play the game that they love. But for all that said, this is Steve from Dark Law Yu-Gi-Oh! Signing out. Peace.